Hi, my name is Noel Davis with World Composting, and today we're going to take a look at our Vermibag Max and see how it's doing. Now remember, we did add the pine shavings in this one, as along with the cardboard. We kind of kept it dry on the outside. We put some Diatomaceous earth out there. We're trying to get rid of the fruit flies that have been in there because I had to remove the trap since it needed to be refreshed. That has been done. I refreshed the trap. I'll leave a link up top on how to make the trap that I have in there, and we'll go from there. Now, we're probably going to add food this time, as I've done every time, and we are probably going to add more, well, we are definitely going to add more cardboard. We might add more pine shavings. We'll see how it looks, but hopefully it's not too bad. I am going to have my shop vac ready to go. I will lower the volume, which I've been trying to get better about when I turn on the shop vac so it doesn't just blare in your ears. So with that, let's take a look at the system and see how it's doing. All right, here is our Vermibag Max. Now, I do have, as I said, my shop vac right here, ready to kind of suck up some of these fruit flies. We don't have too many of them fly out right now, so we're going to go ahead and open this, but I am going to have this on, so I'm not going to be talking at the beginning here, but I will, as I said, lower the volume on this. All right, it wasn't as bad as I thought, but it still wasn't great. You can see the diatomaceous earth that we put in all over the outside. They were landing right on top of it and seemed to be fine. There's still a couple that are flying around in here. I don't think it did all that much, really. I'm not convinced that it's the cure-all that other people have said or that it works 100%. Now, it looks like this side right here got some more moisture, and this side over here had a little bit extra moisture, so maybe they were able to go around it or just go, around the outside to begin with. But even if it's dry, I don't think it's the cure-all that people think. Now, with that, it is a little bit powdery. I saw a couple of, just bumped the light there. I did see a couple things come off, so I'm going to put on a mask before we start digging into this because I don't want to breathe this stuff in. And again, I've got one of these N95 masks. Highly recommend you get masks. I think I've got links if you go to my to worldofcompost.com to buy masks on Amazon. But with that, let's go ahead and grab a glove and start digging in and see how they're doing in this system. It is pretty high, a couple inches from the, maybe 4 or 5 inches from the top. So, see our pine shavings. We can see our paper on top here. There's some worms in the paper. But let's just dig down in here on this side right here. Let's see how they're doing. All right. And I'm definitely seeing a little bit of dust come up in the air. I'm glad I've got my mask on. Okay, let's zoom you in here just a little bit. Now we're going to go ahead and start over here. But first off, we can already see we've got coffee grounds. And actually underneath that coffee grounds was a pile of worms. Hopefully you can see that. Look at that. There's a ball of worms in these coffee grounds right here. They really like these coffee grounds, it looks like. Look at this. That is a worm ball in that food right there. So they seem to be enjoying those coffee grounds. We'll leave them over here. Let's just see what else is in this area. Dig it up a little bit, see what we find. Just looks like pine shavings. And those are fine. The pine shavings, if they come out in the end, I'm not too worried about them. Same thing with cardboard. Right now I'm just seeing, okay, we saw the coffee grounds, more coffee grounds. Coffee grounds do take a while to break down, especially when they're in these bags. Those bags can take a little bit. Let's just dig at this corner a little bit. You can see though, it looks like they finished off most of the food in here. Got a mango seed right here. Those take a while to break down as well. Lots of healthy reds. Well, it looks like most of that's gone on that side. Let's go over here. Make sure you can still see. All right, look at this corner. That is fantastic looking material in there. It looks like most of the cardboard is gone, just the pine shavings on top. That just looks phenomenal. I mean, it really does. They did a great job of breaking that down. Let's go ahead and clear out this center section a little bit. Lots of cardboard in the center section here. Perfectly fine. Let's just dig down in here. Looks like we have that second layer of shavings as well. You can see this material just looks great. All the food is gone. Worms did a great job in there finishing all that off. Let's go ahead and go to the other side. Sorry about the contrasting colors here. That's going to be a little bit tough. And there's definitely a lot of dust coming off of this, so I'm really glad I'm wearing a mask. In fact, somebody said I probably should be wearing eye protection as well, some sort of goggles or something. I have not been doing that, but I'm very careful not to touch my eyes. So, avocado shell. Hopefully you can see that. I know it's really hard with these contrasting light and dark sections, but let's dig into this corner here. Again, all the food is gone. No, that's not going to work either. But you can see all the food is just gone from here. Great looking castings. Let's just go over here. Again, same thing. Actually, it looks like we've got, this might be, oh, yep, this is a mango seed, an avocado shell, another one right there. Let's check out this corner. And again, all the material's gone. It looks phenomenal. These worms really know how to go through some material. Let's just see. We've got another bag of coffee grounds right there. Probably should have come to the system a little earlier, but look at all the worms in there. Hopefully you can see them. Can maybe knock that down a little bit. But look at that. I mean, it's just fantastic looking material in here. And we're going to go ahead and continue to load this thing up. I mean, I'm not going to stop just because there's some fruit flies in here this time. We're going to just continue to go. Continue to let the system work its magic. We're going to put this Diatomaceous earth all through the system here. I'll just leave it at these corners. I don't think the shavings are doing much, so I think we'll leave those out for right now. I think they actually might just be making it worse in some ways because they're sort of drying out and they're leaving a lot of space for them to crawl through. But with that, let's grab our food. So we've got a big container of food right here. I'm just going to, give me a second here, I'm going to smash this on the side of the system. Loosen it all up. There we go. This makes it a lot easier to dump it out that way once I bang it like that. All right. This one has some lettuce. Looks like some spinach in there. Some cucumbers that went bad. Quite a few cucumbers that went bad. I think we had them, lost these in the fridge. This is our fault. Usually we're better about that, but I think these somehow fell behind something in the fridge and we let them go bad before we were able to use them. I'm just breaking all these in half just that way, just in case the skin on these is a little tough. We're trying to break them in half. Lots of cucumber in this one though, wow. And then we got our banana peels. We got some ice and coffee grounds. Making a mess on the floor. A couple clementine peels, more coffee grounds. This one, by the way, has been in the system or the freezer for a while. I just want to say, like, one of the great things about this is that I'm actually starting to go down in the amount of food I have stored. Usually it's increasing amounts, and I'm getting worried about running out of space, and then I'm throwing it somewhere else to try to use it. Because of these systems and having 3 of them up and working with that trash can system, the urban worm bag, and the Vermibag, you know, this system here, it's doing a great job of going through a lot of this material that I have, and I'm actually probably going to have to go down to one of these containers at some point, but right now we're going to put in a second one because this has been doing really well. Again, just clearing that of the system. There we go. Look at this. I mean, these are massive feedings I'm putting in. Banana peels, coffee grounds. As I've said before, we go through a lot of this stuff. Tea grounds in here as well. So this one's pretty frozen. watermelon in this one too. Watermelon's a favorite of the worms, I know. So, look at that. Tea bag over here. So far these have been disappearing in the system, luckily. I was really worried they had plastic in them, but they don't, or they don't seem to. Look at that. All right. Apple. Good variety of food. I like feeding my worms a variety. I think it's healthy for them to have, you know, different things to eat instead of always the same stuff. I know some people feed the same stuff every time, but a lot of people, when they make worm chow or something, they load it up with a bunch of different things to make sure they get the nutrients that they need. I figure this is doing that by having just such a variety of food, from greens to coffee grounds to clementines to cucumber. There we go. I was able to break that one apart. Watermelon, just a whole bunch of different stuff in here. You know, the tea, all from different places in the world too, probably. But that's going to make it where this stuff right here is making it where this system is nice and healthy for the worms. Now with that, we're going to add a little bit of crushed crab and eggshell. We don't need quite as much maybe because of the diatomaceous earth in there. We are going to sprinkle some on. I do like having that, and especially with these large feedings like this. There we go. And now, what do we need? We need our paper. So as I said, I think I'm going to skip the pine shavings this time. And by the way, I already had my mask on, so that's why I didn't announce it like I normally do. But now we got our paper. So I've got this pre-soaked. I've got a huge thing of paper here. Got it kind of crammed in here. I've been really trying to add more paper to these containers and really get it soaking wet before I add it to this. So that way it's really kind of all ready to go. The middle might have been a little bit of dry there that time. Usually I mix it up a little better, I guess. There, you can tell that's pretty wet. Or maybe I ran out of water in here. I think it's, usually there's a little bit of water that comes out the bottom. There we go. Break that seal on the bottom where the paper was sort of stuck in there. You can see that how wet this is. Nice and wet. We're just going to cover all the food in here. This was actually enough paper this time. Well, usually I'm adding extra paper. That's part of the reason why I was also adding the pine shavings, because I felt like it was running out of paper. All right, let me just scrape this container out. Add in the last of it here. Make sure I get all of it out. All the water out. There we go. All right, that looks good. That's the other thing with these systems. They're burning through a lot more cardboard, which is nice too, because I really need them to. Got tons of cardboard. Cardboard's easy to come by. It's free. You can get it from plenty of box stores and everything. Easy to shred. Look at that. That looks ready to go. I'm going to press this down just a little bit here, just to kind of compress it a little bit. And the only reason why I'm doing that this time is because I know first off, I know that there's food under here that's frozen, but I also want to add in this little container right here. As I said, I'll link up top how to make this, or I should have earlier in the video. But you know, I want to have that on top because that's going to attract the fruit flies, hopefully, and get rid of them. Now with that, I didn't really talk much about it, but this cover right here looked pretty good. Not a lot on it, but a lot of diatomaceous earth on the corners here. But we're going to just put this right back on top. This is going to keep that, reflecting that moisture back in here, which is important. I did vacuum off the top a little bit. There was a lot of dead bugs on there, so which is good. But now we're going to go ahead and put this in this corner right here. And I think that's it for this update. I'm going to go ahead and pop my glove off here and cover this back up. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments about this. These systems are all doing great. You know, I really do like the size of this, especially for my family. I mean, I could also, if I wanted to, I could put, you know, have one of these and put less food in, or, you know, you can scale them up. As you can see, I've got 2 of these bag systems, and then I've got, or actually 3 of the bag systems, and then a trash can as well that's also just the same size. We're adding a ton of food to 3 of these systems, and this is really doing a great job of just consuming all the food scraps in my house right now. I mean, like, as I said, we're actually going to probably have to cut back on feeding because of how well this is working. Or maybe I can do what I really want to do and start to get my neighbor's food scraps so I can even compost even more of that. And that's part of my goal, is to grab some of that stuff. So with that, thank you for watching. If you have any questions, again, leave a comment down below. And if you check out worldofcompost.com, I think that's it, I've got some Amazon links on there for you to check out. So thank you for watching. Until next time.